Alright, good evening everyone. My name is Steve. You're probably wondering why we've asked you all here tonight. The rumors are true. I will be performing a live reenactment of the movie Magic Mike. I will be playing the role of Channing Tatum, and tips are accepted. This will of course be followed up by an encore performance tomorrow morning from another classic movie, The Hangover. Sorry, Claire. And I'm pretty sure, since we may lose Josh tonight in the woods, we should just put a bell on him right now. Track him around. Know where he's going to go. Before I get started, though, I want to just quickly thank both the Goldschmidt and Valentin families, Peter and Caitlin, as well as Melanie and Greg. Thank you guys for hosting everyone this weekend. Buckle up, everyone. Now that's over with, let's rip into Josh a little bit. I've known Josh for around 18 years now, and I say around because as I was preparing for the speech, I had a hard time pinpointing exactly the time. The year was 2004, sometime between freshman and sophomore year of high school. I was a chubby, beardless, very pale kid who had terrible fashion sense. Thank you, Mom. And played very obscure sports like golf and hockey. Not much has changed. I have a beard. At that age, Josh always had the greatest collection of graphic tees. He played on the football team, and he was a formidable opponent on the paintball field. And today, while he still wears cool clothes, it's only the people of Brooklyn that would say so. He's worked really hard to bring back those graphic tees and the 1980s curly hairstyles over the last decade.
Yeah!
Brooklyn really changed the name. Besides his fashion style, our Josh is one handsome doe. With hair like Apollo, a chest like Poseidon, and facial hair like season 1 Jon Snow. Before I keep making fun of Josh, a little more background for you all. You see, Josh grew up in a neighborhood called Cover Bridge. This wasn't just any neighborhood. Little did Josh's parents know. Little did his parents know that this is already an established powder keg of young Malibu. Mike Sorna, Matt McDermott, Andrew Odell, and our annoying little brother Beef. All live in the neighborhood. I managed to insert myself into this group of troublemakers, and our exploits were impressive. The group of us began innocent fun, like nearly killing ourselves on the mini bike Josh's parents had. Which, by the way, what were you guys thinking? Letting us take that mini bike? That's crazy. That's crazy. Way too irresponsible to have access to that. As we got older in high school, we used to raid Andrew Odell's parents' liquor cabinets and travel from house to house looking for the parents' house to hang. That usually was Andrew's or my house, and this time, thank you, Mom, for real. Despite our usual debauchery, we were resourceful and creative. Like the time we attached a rope to the back of the car and wore some roller skates to try and tow us down the road. Actually, that was irresponsible and ended up with our buddy Matt getting a skin graft before Josh and I had a chance to take our turns. That's pretty good. Or like the time when Josh and Claire first started dating, Josh wanted to do a weekend trip out of the city with her. So I suggested, let's go to Vermont. My parents had a place up there. Let's have a nice, easy weekend. It was affordable to a broke, just out of college couple, easy to get to, and included what everyone wants on an overnight trip together. A third wheel. He proceeded to take his new girlfriend up a 4,000-foot mountain on an ATV while she was holding on for dear life. I'm happy to say that day did not end in skin grafts. Or when we needed a summer job to make money between high school and college. Our friend Matt and I convinced my parents to pay us for repainting my entire house, a job that was destined to fail. And Josh would come over oftentimes just to sit and laugh, how bad we were at painting, critiquing my ability to apply an even coat, or make fun of my shaky hands when I tried to do the trim. Usually those days when Josh came to supervise us equated to about 30 minutes of actual work and 7 hours of shenanigans. Because even though Josh was the artistic one, he was smart enough to know he wanted nothing to do with that job. Instead, opting to wake up for his dad at 4:30 a.m. every morning and go and work a real job where his duties included painting. That's actually what motivated Josh to become an artist. Speaking of art, by now I've sufficiently painted a much different picture of Josh for his now in-laws. Here is where I walk Claire's side of the family back from the edge of the cliff. I promise you, Josh's parents were never the target of our irresponsible adventures. You did not want to cross Nellie at that age. And truthfully, Josh was always a voice of reason too. Although his sister can attest, Josh worked really hard to keep up that mom's innocent little angel voice. The truth, Goldschmidt family, is that you are gaining a man who is the most responsible amongst us, which really may not be saying much, but it's the best I can hope. And more importantly, Josh, he truly loves Claire. I mean, just look at the website for this wedding. Josh loves Claire. He's loved her since the very beginning, too. And now, this has already been said a couple times, but I'm going to say it anyway. When they first started dating, Josh took Claire to a Giants-Cowboys game. His favorite team versus her favorite team. For that one day, Josh would not have cared if Dallas lost by 50, which they probably did. He would have become the world's biggest Giants fan if it meant Claire would go out with him again. In hindsight, Josh, becoming a Giants fan would have probably made you a much better fantasy player. When it comes to those he loves, though, Josh always puts the needs of his friends and family above his own. Josh would always help his parents around the house, even if that meant skipping something fun with his friends, to mow the lawn or remove a stump whose roots stretched at minimum a quarter mile. He would always help those he loved in whatever they needed. Knowing that was the right thing to do, even if it wasn't what he always wanted to do. This type of character isn't something you're born with. It comes from the lessons and values that Nellie and Greg raised him on. You guys raised a hell of a son and an incredible human being who is my best friend. And someday, Josh will pass this selfless, family-first way of thinking to his kids. And I think that's the most important trait of a husband, father, and friend. His character and devotion to the ones he loves. Now, Claire. It takes a lot of energy to be this awesome. As long as you continue to feed him a steady diet of hot wings, tequila, sweet bakes, you'll be fine. I do admit that when Claire and Josh first started dating, all of a sudden my social calendar opened right up. I was sad my friend found someone else he liked more than me. But it didn't take long for me to get to know Claire and see how truly obsessed Josh was with her. And I knew that he was in good hands and she truly loved him back. And was just as obsessed with him. For a while, there could be a group of friends talking to each other, and these two would just be giving each other googly eyes in the corner, ignoring everything around them. It was just some sort of telepathic PDA, where each other's love was saying, I absolutely love you. It was kind of gross. Just kidding. Josh has always wanted that storybook unconditional love, though. Like the kind where you can make out with each other by just locking eyes with them. It's the kind of storybook love Josh grew up around and has always wanted for himself. Just like his mom and dad have, like his sister has with Bob, and like Bob has with the striped bass. Like our friends Jeff and Sam, Matt and Allie, Mike and Jess, like tacos and tequila, all examples of what unconditional love looks like, and it's all Josh has ever wanted. Tequila is. But in all seriousness, Claire, you are all Josh has ever wanted. And I wish you both a lifetime of health, happiness, and unconditional love. And I promise that when you guys have kids and Uncle Steve's in charge of watching them, you will not be riding any mini bikes or roller skating while holding onto a car. They will eventually do that on their own. But I know that no matter what, this family will always have the exceptional character, values, and unconditional love Josh carries with him every day. And when you know you have that, the future doesn't seem so scary. To Josh and Claire, I love you both so much. Congratulations on the start of the rest of your life.
Yeah.